Little disclaimer, in this video you're going to see some cornstarch being used, but very, very little. And it's not keto friendly, but I use so little of it in such a big amount of food that it really shouldn't matter in the grand scheme of things. If you're doing clean carnivore or keto, then obviously this doesn't work for you. Seasonings and stuff like that, other than like salt and maybe pepper, most carnivores that are serious don't eat, and most keto people won't eat starch. But I'm just saying I used a little bit. You can find out whatever the substitute is and substitute that in for yourself. Lemon pepper chicken, kitchen sink style, crock pot. Alright, we're going to make a lemon pepper chicken. Kinda keto friendly. We're only going to put just a tad bit of starch in there. I know you can find keto substitutes for it, but you're going to cook most of the effect of the starchiness out of it. So basically salt, garlic, chicken bouillon, Italian herbs, paprika, onion powder, black pepper, cayenne pepper, stick of butter, starch, heavy whipping cream, and then I got the garlic, salt, and sea salt out in case I wanted to use this instead of the straight garlic and onion in the powdered version. This is a little bit fresher. Anyhow, we are at that point now where we're ready to start throwing things. I call this the kitchen sink crock pot lemon chicken. And I'm just going to kind of wing it and make it my own way. I'm using a recipe, but I'm going to change it up a little bit for my liking. So I took the insert out of the crock pot, threw it down in the sink, and now let's start putting our stuff in. So here, we got boneless, skinless chicken breasts. Let's take these and throw these in the bottom of the crock pot. Like so. Now I'm making a big batch so I can take some to work. Now here's my, you can get boneless chicken thighs if you want, skinless chicken thighs if you want. I like the ones that are just cut up already. Just throw them in there as well. You can 6 of them, 8 of them, 10 of them, whatever you want. And then yeah, move on to the next step. Now you're going to take a lemon and cut it in half and juice the lemon in a bowl. Like so. I do the lemon one way and then I flip it over the other way and do it again, and you get even more out. So now we're going to take the juice from the lemon, we're going to go ahead and pour it in there, and then we use the zester. Take lemon zest, pour it in there as well, just so I can get the rest of the lemon zest out of there. I got like a 3/4 to like a cup of water. I'm gonna pour it in there with the chicken also. Now I'm gonna go to my chicken bouillon and I'm gonna put 3 to 4 tablespoons. I'm gonna taste the broth as I mix it in there and stir this up a little. You could boil your water ahead of time and go ahead and put it in your water and then just dump it all in there. I just do it straight though. I'm going to start with 3 tablespoons right now, and then once it gets cooking, I'll taste the broth as it dissolves and see if I need to add more. More than likely 3 tablespoons is going to be enough. It's not going to be an issue. So I mix some of it in now while it's cold. It's delicious. I even took a spoon and put it in there. 3 tablespoons is enough. You're not going to need any more than that. So now we're going to switch over to our seasonings. We're going to do a teaspoon of black pepper, a teaspoon of garlic, a teaspoon of onion powder, maybe just a hair over each one of these, a teaspoon of Italian herbs, half a teaspoon of paprika, and half a teaspoon of cayenne pepper. You can go just a little bit over on this recipe because I'm doing a little bit more than normal. I have a little bit more in the pot than normal. And I'm using some Redmond real salt here, and I'm just going to real lightly sprinkle it across the top. That's done there. You don't put a lot because I use the full sodium chicken broth. If you don't want the full sodium chicken, or if you're using a full sodium chicken broth, go lighter on your salt. Then you're going to do a tablespoon of cornstarch, one cup of heavy cream or half and half. Helps make it creamy and cut it down some. I got a half a stick of butter cut up. Oop, almost lost that. Good thing I washed the sink out and scrubbed everything first. And if I didn't, I'd still cook it anyway. There you go, just drop it in like so. I got a half a stick of butter cut up. Oop, almost lost that. Good thing I washed the sink out and scrubbed everything first. And if I didn't, I'd still cook it anyway. There you go, just drop it in like so. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna mix this up. You could have saved the cream and the seasonings and the butter and everything and mixed it in a separate pan and then put it in here, but we really don't need to do that. You're just messing more, and it's not necessary. So mix it up, and then at this point, see how nice and creamy this is? At this point, you're going to go ahead and put this on high, and you're going to cook this for about 3 to 4 hours, or if you put it on medium, it's going to take 6 to 8 hours, just all depends. So I'm putting it on high, and we'll be back in 3 hours, because at the 3 hour mark, we're going to pull the chicken out, set it on a plate, and then remix everything in, and then put the chicken back in and cook it for the last hour. I got it on high. It's 4:41. We'll be back here at 7:41. A little bit over 3 hours, but it looks delicious. Right now you would pull the chicken out and just stir everything back up again, but you know what, just moving it around like this is enough. About another 20 minutes, half hour or so. Maybe a full hour, I don't know. Just all depends on how hungry you are. Let it sit for a while. Well, it came out perfect. The missus ate it. I made a little rice for her so she can, well, this is some leftover rice, I should say. I heated some rice up for her. And then I made a separate, see the creamier sauce right there? I took, what is this, a half a cup? I took 1.5 cups of the broth, and I put it in this pan right here. And then I stuck a half a stick of cream cheese in there with a handful of cheese. And then I squirted a little bit more lemon juice in there to give it that, like a gravy, like a lemon, the deeper lemon taste. And then I stirred it up until all the cheese melted. And then I let it sit and cool off. It thickened up a little bit. And then I took it and I poured it over the rice and the chicken that was all diced up. It was really, really good. So it came out, and it's definitely something I'm going to be making again in the future.